We're halfway through of the March Madness, as it is time to see who the marbles will predict from the Sweet 16 to the championship. So first, we have Clemson versus Arizona. It will just be one race. And they're off. And the Wildcats has it first, and they do, but the Tigers catching up. The Wildcats seem to have a good lead. The Tigers are trying to get in the fight, and the Tigers snatched the lead. This is going to be close. And the Clemson Tigers will take the first spot to the Elite Eight. Up next, we have San Diego State and UConn. San Diego State has a good lead. UConn getting a good hit. And now the Huskies take the lead. So I didn't get it on the first try. I didn't memorize it. As the Huskies have a good lead, they might advance. And the UConn Huskies will verse the Clemson Tigers in the Elite Eight. Up next, we have Alabama versus North Carolina. Alabama takes the lead. North Carolina trying to catch up. It's very close as the Crimson Tide still have a good lead. And the North Carolina Tar Heels just stole it as they advance to the Elite Eight. Up next, we have Illinois versus Iowa State. Illinois has a good lead. Iowa State gets a hit. Illinois is still in the lead. The Cyclones are trying to fight back. And Iowa State is my favorite team. Let's see if they can advance. The Cyclones take the lead. The Illini trying to fight back. It was close, but Iowa State will go to the Elite Eight. Up next, we have NC State versus Marquette. NC State has a good lead. Marquette getting a hit on him as Marquette takes the lead as NC State is struggling. Marquette still in the lead. He might be the winner because NC State has been struggling throughout the race. And Marquette will easily go to the Elite Eight. Up next, we have Gonzaga versus Purdue. The Bulldogs take the lead with the Boilermakers trying to catch up. The Bulldogs are still in the lead. And the Bulldogs will go to the next round. Next, we have Duke versus Houston. The Blue Devils have the lead. The Cougars are trying to catch up. And the Cougars snatch the lead. The Cougars are still in the lead. They got stuck in the loop. This is going to be close. It was close, but the Houston Cougars will go to the Elite Eight. And finally, we have Creighton versus Tennessee. They're off. And it looks like the Blue Jays will take the lead. The Volunteers are trying to catch up by using a lot of rock the top they can. And Creighton will take down the Volunteers as they will take the last spot to the Elite Eight. And speaking of which, it's time for the Elite Eight. Up first, we have Clemson versus UConn. Clemson takes the lead. UConn trying to catch up. The Tigers still have a good lead. The Huskies are trying to catch up. And UConn now takes the lead. The Tigers have a good hit. But the UConn Huskies survive as they will take the first spot to the Final Four. Up next, we have North Carolina versus my favorite team, Iowa State. North Carolina has the lead. Iowa State getting a good hit on the Tar Heels as the Cyclones take the lead. And the Tar Heels takes the lead. The Cyclones got to try to catch up. We got a hit on the Tar Heels. And Iowa State will take the next spot to the Final Four. Up next, we have Marquette versus Gonzaga. The Bulldogs take the lead with the Golden Eagles trying to catch up. Gonzaga is still in the lead. And the Gonzaga Bulldogs will upset Marquette as they go to the Final Four. And finally, we have Houston versus Creighton. The Cougars have a good start as the Cougars take the lead. The Blue Jays are trying to catch up. The Cougars still have a good lead. They will probably take the last spot since the Blue Jays are struggling. And they will. The Houston Cougars will take the last spot to the Final Four. Speaking of which, it is time for the Final Four. Up first, we have UConn versus Iowa State. This is going to be a close one. Iowa State takes the lead. UConn is struggling. The Cyclones seem to have a good lead. The Huskies are now starting to come down. Iowa State is still in the lead. They really want that title. And the Iowa State Cyclones will upset the #1 seed as they will go to the championship. But who will join Iowa State? Gonzaga or Houston? Gonzaga takes the lead with Houston catching up, and Houston just steals the lead. Houston still in the lead. And Gonzaga just fell off. This isn't good. And the Houston Cougars will play a Big 12 rematch. But before we get to that, we have a bronze medal match between UConn and Gonzaga. UConn has the lead. Gonzaga struggled a little bit in the starting line. The Huskies take the lead with the Bulldogs trying to catch up. Gonzaga gets a good hit. The Bulldogs take the lead. And Gonzaga upsets the #1 seed as they take third place. But who will be the 2024 NCAA men's basketball champion? It's a Big 12 championship rematch between the Iowa State Cyclones and the Houston Cougars. First to 2 wins. Since there are 2 halves. Houston takes the lead. Iowa State is struggling. The Cougars got stuck in the funnel. Let's see if the Cyclones can try to push them off. But no! Iowa State takes the lead after Houston got stuck in the funnel. And Iowa State takes the first half. Can Houston send it to overtime, or will Iowa State win their very first ever title? Now both of them got stuck in the funnel, so we're going to have to restart. They're off. The Cougars take the lead. The Cyclones are trying to catch up. The Cyclones take it back. They could be the champion. The Cougars are catching up. Iowa State's still in it. Iowa State is so close to victory. And the Cyclones win it against the Houston Cougars. Well done to every single one of you. And I hope you enjoy the Final Four.